A true tale of unfinished business continues tonight at the Division II Regionals in Mansfield, where defending champion Napoleon returns to retain their crown. But standing in the way is perennial power Bellevue and 2,000-point scorer Corey Santoro. A trip to the finals is on the line between the Wildcats and Lady Red, streaming live and free to your smartphone, PC, or TV. Next. The Napoleon Wildcats ride into Pete Henry Gym tonight, looking to extend their 9-game tournament win streak against a Bellevue squad making their 6th regional appearance over the last 8 seasons. Good evening, folks, and welcome to Mansfield Senior High for this regional semifinal hoops contest. My name is Brian Skronsky, joined by Travis Berardi tonight, and we have a great matchup on hand, an established power and a program building tradition. Just one loss over the last 2 seasons for the Wildcats, while the Lady Red, a familiar face here in the regional rounds. And this is a Napoleon team on a flat-out mission, really motivated by the way that their perfect season was pulled out from under them just last year, where they made it all the way to Columbus. We're hours away from playing in the state Final Four, Travis, before they got the word the COVID was going to play spoiler.
Yeah, this team last year, they knocked off Willard right here on this court for a regional championship, and they went back to their home. This place was packed. This was actually the first sellout in years at Mansfield Senior High School for a game like this. They got the win. They went back home to the population of 8,503, and everybody was out there for a big parade, all that stuff. They pretty much sold out all their tickets immediately down for Columbus, and it was just COVID, just really tough situation for this team. That a city was behind them the whole time, but that was motivation for them despite losing 5 seniors last year. Only 1 loss on the season, and they're right back to the same position they were almost at this point last season.
Yeah, really impressive that they've been able to get to this point given how many top star athletes they had to replace, but here they are, and we talked to their head coach before the game about getting to this point. Let's go ahead and take a look.
I'm joined now by Napoleon head coach Corey Crimebrink. Coach, You know, you had a tough situation last year. You made it to the Final Four, but because of COVID, weren't able to play. Could you use that as motivation going into this year, just you wanting to get back and actually be able to play in the Final Four?
Yeah, that's always going to be a motivation that was there. We've got really self-motivated kids that just work really hard in everything they do. So that was something we talked about, but really they came in and worked hard every day because that's who they are. And you know, we've talked a lot about this year. Last year was last year, and this year's a completely different year. And we'll probably never be able to fill that void from last year. And we just got to go out and be the best team we can this year.
You lost 5 seniors, but, you know, a bunch of upperclassmen. Just how have they been able to, you know, just develop over this season to get you back to this point?
You know, just I think we came a long way defensively, and then offensively we've kind of progressed and molded our way into what we needed to for each game. So there's still plenty of things we're still trying to work on and trying to fix, but the kids work hard every day, and we're just trying to keep getting better.
You guys today are facing a Bellevue team that's made it here 6 of the last 8 years. What's it going to take to get past them to get to another regional final?
Well, I mean, obviously with them, it starts with Corey Santoro and everybody else. They've got a lot of contributors, especially the last couple of games. So we'll have to do a good job of keeping them out of the paint and then rebounding. And then offensively, we've got to find our times to attack, but not be careless with the basketball.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck today. Back to you, Brian.
So just like Coach said, I mean, Corey Santoro is a flat-out monster. You obviously got a game plan for her, over 50 points in the 2 games there at Districts. But it seems like some other pieces to the chess piece for Coach Santoro on that side starting to really make their presence shown, Travis.
Yeah, you know, Corey carried them throughout most of the season, but the role players have really stepped in. Emma Bollinger, Gabby Turner, the likes of them, even Bryn Vogel as well. I was able to talk to Coach before the game, and he explained that, you know, despite being here 6 of the last 8 seasons in the regional, they weren't able to get over that hump, but he thinks that with that experience from the last couple years and finally a complete team, not just one score, that they're able to get there, and this is why I asked him before the game. I'm joined on the court by 7th-year head coach of the Bellevue Lady Red, Corey Santoro. Coach, first of all, congratulations on another district championship, 6th district championship in 8 years. You've made 4 regional finals appearances, so you know what you have to do when it comes to regionals. But you're going up against a Napoleon team today that made it to the state Final Four, was unable to play, but they won a regional championship last year. What do you guys have to do just to get past them to get to the regional final?
Well, first of all, you know, we are playing a very good team, and it has some experience at this level right here. This is something we haven't got past. We've been here quite a few times. We're trying to get over that hump ourselves. We got to play good team defense tonight. Handle their pressure a little bit. Be patient with the ball like they're going to do. I know they like to control the clock, make it a low-scoring game, and we're kind of opposite that. We like to really push the tempo, but we can also play at that style too. So we're going to play good team D tonight and rebound and take care of the ball.
We saw in the district championship game, it's not just Corey out there scoring the points. You have a pretty balanced attack. Just how important is it to have more than just 1 or 2 scores, especially when you get to this level of the tournament, when regional and state, when you have pretty tough defenses you're going up against?
I think that's very important. You know, our identity at the beginning of the year, you know, we've come a long way, and we've had girls develop along the way. And Emma Bollinger's been a nice player for us. Bryn Vogel and Gabby Turner are capable of scoring, putting points on the board themselves. So yeah, at this stage of the game, you need players.
All right, thank you. Good luck today, Coach. Back up to you, Brian.
So you heard it from both coaches. Obviously, they know what the game plan has to be tonight. Try to slow down the top players here in tonight's game, and make no mistake, there are some incredible athletes that we're going to get the privilege of watching take the court here tonight as they meet the starting lineups here inside of Pete Henry Gym. We'll go ahead and take a look at the starters ourselves. Travis, go ahead, break it down. What are the people looking at here tonight?
Well, I mean, everybody from Bellevue knows who Corey Santoro is. 28 points per game, leads the way, but then you have number 10, Emma Bollinger there, 9.9 points per game. Bryn Vogel getting that average up to 7.4 points per game. Marley Ruffing, 2.7 points per game, but she gets in with a couple rebounds per game, so she's that presence underneath. And then you also have Gabby Turner averaging 5.8 points per game, 4.8 rebounds per game, 2.7 rebounds per game, a Miss Do-It-All, as you could say.
And then on the other side, you know, Taylor Strzok, the District 7 Player of the Year, 17 points, 4 boards per contest. Kaylee Wrestling's a stud, a first-teamer as well in that district, along with Emma Pedroza, Callie Hellberg, and Sophie Chips. All these girls in the starting lineup named into honorary positions there in their district. So you know that the skill level's out there on both sides, and this is going to be an exciting contest. No question about it. Looking forward to this one very much.
Yeah, Napoleon, they graduated 5 seniors last year, but they had 7 juniors on that squad. So they, the cupboard wasn't bare after losing 5 seniors from that regional championship squad. And that's one of the main reasons why they only have 1 loss coming into here, and they pretty much rolled to a regional appearance.
And here is Strzok. You could say that's the girl that's really stepped up the most for this club this season after losing such a talented senior class. Now in her final season of prep athletics, huge contributor this year. And then here's the baby of the group, just the sophomore. There's Sophie. Small in stature, but plays really big inside for them when they need her to.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun game. You have actually 2 different styles. You have a Napoleon team that likes to slow it down somewhat, but then you have Bellevue, that run and gun with Corey Santoro. So it's just going to be who can control the pace of this game is going to be the one that will probably come out on top. If the Lady Red can get this into a high-scoring affair, it's going to cause problems for Napoleon. And then on the other end, if Napoleon can somehow slow things down, this may be a game in the 50s where, it may come down to the last shot.
Napoleon can score. They've had many games this season where they've been up over 60 points. However, Travis, I think you're right. Defensively is where they really shine. They hold their opponents to under 35 per game. So this team really gets after you at the defensive end. They can frustrate you at times. And off the back top in the opening tip, it's going to be Wildcat basketball to open things up here. First possession of the regionals at Mansfield Senior High School.
Live and free, Brian.
Always live and free here on the OH Report. Don't gotta mess around with any of those paywalls. Keep that money in your pocket. Enjoy tonight's contest on us.
Napoleon tried the backdoor cut right there against this man-to-man defense by the Lady Red, but still unable to get it inside.
Here's Chips off the bounce, gonna go right down Main Street. Lost the handle as she took a tumble. Went through the chest of a defender, and then Santoro back the other way. And that's what she does. She really gets out, runs the floor hard, have plenty of shots in transition tonight.
Yeah, and that's going to cause Napoleon problems. They're going to have to get back. They're not going to be able to crash the glass with all 5 players because just one person that gets out of play, Santora's going to take advantage of that as Napoleon's still unable to get the hoop there.
Yeah, that was Strzok off the hard drive. A lot of contact, no whistle. So still looking for our first points of the night, about a minute and a half here into this opening quarter. As Santoro drives, looked like she wanted the kick out over to Bollinger, but it's intercepted. Back the other way. Shooting 2 shots here will be Emma Pedroza.
Yeah, Pedroza taking it hard to the court. You see on the replay. Just, muscled way up there off of roughing and just a little too strong, but still she'll go to the line for 2. But she misses the first. Pedroza's second off the back iron. And a nice box out there by Bryn Vogel. She under height there, but using her body to get that space to get the rebound.
Here is Vogel with the basketball, top of the key, now kicks it over to Bollinger, who had a great district tournament, named co-player of the game in the championship win over Shelby. Ill-advised shot right there, though. And at least to the Wildcats back the other way. Mid-range J from the lefty won't find its way over the lip for Pedroza, but another possession created off the offensive board.
Oh, nice pass inside, open look. Can't get it to go still.
Taylor Strzok, excellent cut to the hoop, could not finish.
Nice pass.
Now Santoro, a fake down the lane, off the square for two.
That's Corey Santoro at her best right there. It doesn't matter if there's three girls in front of you. She'll create that space. It doesn't matter if she's fading away. She still has that accuracy to get on the board.
Strzok cut off, kicks it out. Corner three ball up, spun out. Santoro battling for the board, but it's ripped away by Hellberg. But out of bounds. Back over to the Lady Red.
And we've seen once again Napoleon, they're really taking control inside the paint early on, muscling Bellevue around. It's just they haven't been able to make the shots on their end, and Corey Santoro able to make some acrobatic shots on the other end. That's why it's 2-0.
And look at her directing traffic in such control now in her senior season. Tough pass though, picked off by Ressler, and the Wildcats get on the board 3 minutes in.
That's just a perfect trap by Napoleon. They got Bollinger in that corner. And then the third, so take a look at the replay here. Just reading it like a cornerback, picking it off before Santoro could get it. Takes it to the hole to tie things up.
So here's Santoro. Sets it up over on the left point to Roofing. Always such great movement away from the ball. Tough drive down the lane for Vogel.
And that's what they have to do. They have to take it strong to the hoop and draw those fouls. Get Napoleon into foul trouble and try to even things out down there in the paint.
Here's Brim with her first attempts. Rims out. Vogel averaging about 7.5 points per contest, just 52% from the free throw stripe though. Goes 0% on that possession. Now here come the Cats, looking for their first lead of the night. Roush has to pick it up, over to Chips. Wildcats with another cut inside. It's Ressler, lost the handle, and it's picked up by Santoro.
Oh, did we mention she can do it on the defensive end as well, Brian?
Yeah, she's a heck of a player, both sides. See, constantly moving without the basketball, this Bellevue offense. Cutting, screening away. But the tip, bodies flying, hitting the floor. Ressler couldn't come up with it, but gets it to Chips. Takes it in, no good. Offensive board and the putback for Ressler.
Right place, right time. And Napoleon gets the lead. And we're going to get a timeout by Coach Santoro, not happy with his squad thus far.
Timeout, Bellevue again, a 30-second timeout. A 30-second timeout for the Lady Red.
So a 30-second timeout for Bellevue, down 4-2. But Coach Santoro not liking the way Napoleon's just pushing them around inside the paint thus far.
Corey Santoro always expects so much out of his players, and it's what's helped drive them to 6 regional trips, though have not been able to get over the hump and punch their ticket to what we believe is going to be Dayton this season.
And that's a pretty cool arena. They host the first 4 every year for the NCAA tournament. Just a really cool place, a cool venue to watch basketball, and hopefully we get one of these teams to the state Final Four. Just so we could be, I just love to be at that arena and see a game go there. So we'll have to find out though. A couple more games to go for both of these squads, and a long way to go here in this one for both. So Bellevue out of the timeout. Just about 3 minutes left here, opening quarter. Quick first quarter, too. And another miss by the Lady Red. Back comes Napoleon with a 2-point lead. And this is playing right into Napoleon's hand, Brian. Like I said, if they slow things down, keep the score low, this is exactly what they want, up 4-2 here, almost 6 minutes into this first quarter.
Definitely Wildcat brand of basketball, and they have not been challenged much at all this entire season. They are used to getting out to big leads and then stomping on their opponents' throats. A 20-point differential is the average score for the Wildcats this season, a big reason why they are ranked number 2 in the state in the final AP polls.
And this is a Bellevue team that scores 58 per game.
So obviously something's got to give here in this contest, and so far, like you mentioned, Napoleon kind of playing their game, dictating the style of play. Strzok pulls the trigger on the 3, ball comes up well short.
But another offensive rebound for Napoleon.
It was Pedroza sneaking in underneath, making the athletic play to keep it in as we're under the 2-minute mark here in the opening quarter.
Wildcats already with 4 offensive rebounds. Pedroza with 2, Hellberg and Ressler both with 1. And again, it's just allowing them to run more clock. And another offensive rebound.
Just owning the glass underneath are these Lady Cats. And they're going to go to the free throw line with a chance for 2 more here.
Claire Durham at the line for Napoleon, shooting 2.
Cannot connect on the first. Napoleon getting Grace Hopkins out onto the floor. Get our first look at her tonight, as the second free throw is good. So Santoro working the left point. Bellevue with the floor spread now. Nobody in the paint.
And an offensive foul.
So Turner with the moving screen.
We'll take a look on the Northwest Capital Financial Group replay.
And it's going to be the 3rd team foul against the Lady Redmen, so they got more fouls than points right now, as the Wildcats have taken control here at the defensive end of the floor.
And Napoleon continuing to be patient out there. Deep 3. Right as I say that, they take the longer shot and give it back to Bellevue with a minute left in the quarter.
Bollinger secures the board, looking to set up the offense. Makes the entry pass to Foose. And now Turner, who's a good inside-outside player, can really beat you all over the floor. Santoro's been quiet, able to get inside that time.
Yeah, she did the hesitation to get inside, but just didn't have backboard to use and airballed it.
We're going to get a push here against Vogel. So it's going to be team foul number 4 against the Lady Red.
And that's her second.
Coach Santoro going to keep her out on the floor. Trust his player to play smart with those 2 fouls, as we're short on time here in the first. 36 ticks to go.
Will Napoleon hold for the final shot, Brian? Only 30 seconds left.
Pedroza locks up 1-on-1. Now gets it to Ressler. And her pass just off target, and it's going to be intercepted by Foose. Santoro fake down the lane, and it's in and out. So far in this first quarter, those 2 points by Santoro feel like forever ago, and that's all the Redmen have. Another great defensive effort. Carly puts it up at the horn, or Corey I should say, and that's going to take us to the end of one. Just 5-2 here in Mansfield. No paywalls, just live sports, exclusively on the OH Report. Second quarter action here from Pete Henry Gym in Mansfield, and what an interesting first quarter we had. Very low scoring. Bellevue struck first blood. They were up 2-0. The last 5 points, though, all belong to Napoleon. And here we are with the second quarter, and it's 5-2. Travis, what a barn burner we've got.
Defensive battle thus far. And like I said earlier here in the first quarter, this is playing right into the Wildcats' game.
But Bellevue only down by 3 points despite all the offensive woes that they went through in that opening quarter. Just 1 for 7 from the floor for the Lady Red.
And that was a couple times. That was Santoro getting some good looks, just unable to hit.
And it's going to be yet, oh, I thought they were going to say that was going to be another Lady Red turnover. Look at the defensive effort by the Cats. They just stay after you out on the perimeter, constantly pressuring, and it frustrates you, you can tell.
Yeah, Santoro, though, continues, and she will go to the line. Nope, that's going to be on the floor. But Santoro, she just has to continue to take it to the hole. Her shots will start falling, but that's the only way you're going to have to get points on the board right now, because this Wildcat defense is just so suffocating.
So the foul was on the floor. Great cut, but the shot missed inside by Bollinger.
It's like there's a lid on the hoop for both squads.
And now Strzok off the attack. At least we'll have a couple of free throws, but cannot convert. So offense at such a premium so far, just 3 field goals on 19 total shots.
Well, they do say defense wins championships, Brian, so we may be getting one of those 5-2 games without teams holding the ball for 25 minutes.
I think you do have to give a lot of credit to both defenses that we've seen so far. Just getting after you on the perimeter, the constant pressure to not allow entry passes, even perimeter passes are looking like they're a challenge so far in this game. So big props to these ladies getting it done at the defensive end. You know, a lot of players, particularly at the high school level, you fall in love with that offense. It's so fun to knock down threes and show off what you can do with your handles. But even though it's crazy cliche, defense really is what can win you games, and that's what has led this Wildcats team all season. And how about Strzok? Skying up, making that happen. She's got the kick out to the sophomore. Overshot it, though.
But another offensive rebound, but she walked. Yeah, it's just the length and the height of Napoleon is just giving Bellevue fits right now.
So just 9 total points on our Northwest Capital Financial scoreboard.
And Bellevue, it's a cardinal sin. They want you to come to these corners. Right as you get across half court, it's a dead spot. And the way Napoleon's been playing defense thus far, playing right into the hands of them once again. You get into that trap, they try to do the cross-court pass, it gets picked off. 4 or 5 times already that's happened.
Great
what
look.
A give and go.
Strzok's not going to miss that one. The Division II District 7 Player of the Year with an excellent cut to the hoop. And now here's Santoro clearing things out as she got the matchup she wanted, and scoop just off the mark there. Not bad defense by Resler.
No, not at all. But you have a 6-foot wrestler guarding a 5'5" Santoro, so she's going to have to try those scoops. And Napoleon's starting to feel it as Bellevue takes another timeout. It's a 9-point Lady Wildcat lead now, Brian.
And Strzok starting to flex a little bit. She's had some nice cuts throughout this first quarter and a half, but finally she's got some passes that have been on the mark. It's been open in the paint, was able to deliver. And the Cats right now opening things up 11-2. Bit of danger mode for the Lady Red, though. They're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, but you know, Strzok showing why she was the District 7 Player of the Year, offensively and defensively. And you know, for Santoro, a 2,000-point score. Just Napoleon using their height, playing good defense, and really forcing Santoro to make a couple of those errant scoop layup attempts just to try and get it to the hole, because she can't get a good shot off right now. That defense has just been very good. We want to thank everybody watching right now live and free on our Facebook and YouTube channels. I want to thank Tom Chase once again for sending stars. Said split a $5 pizza on him.
Oh, what's up, Tom? Appreciate you, man. That's fantastic.
And Joseph Jakubik, Coach Jakubik watching.
Oh, my dude.
He's made it to a couple regionals as a coach. Hope you're doing well with the family.
And I hate to make the comparison, but since Coach Joe is watching, that was a team loaded with talent like the Lady Red. They were knocking on the door to state multiple years in a row and just couldn't get over the hump of the regional level. And that's where this Lady Red team has been. I mean, kind of in regional purgatory, if you will, Travis. So, you know, this is a big spot for them. This is the last Santoro in the clique that's coming through the bunch. So, you know, for Coach Corey and this program, you don't want to say that it's their last great opportunity, because some of these younger kids are some great athletes, but at the same time, you're running out of 2,000-point scores with that last name Santoro, but this will help. Turner finally ends the cold drought.
And that was a nice job completely offensively by Bellevue. They broke the press. They got it to the middle of the court. They got an open look inside by Turner. Nice spin move, nice bucket. Redmond back on the board. But on the other end, you can't leave her open, Brian.
That's just great screen action to get the shooter open in the lane. And that's 3 times now that Strzok has scored on that exact same look. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They've been saying that for generations now. And normally, that ain't broke, but right now, the drives for Santoro, she's just a little bit off, Travis, and it's really costing this team. Down by 9. It was almost a dozen as that one back ironed, though, and the long rebound secured by the Lady Red.
Yeah, but for everybody that's watched Bellevue all season, you know Santoro will get it going. It's just a matter of when, not if. And if you can get a couple of those other players like Turner, Bollinger, Vogel to start scoring as well, they're going to be fine. There's plenty of time. It's a 9-point game. There's still 4 minutes left in the second quarter. But unforced errors like that are not going to help. So we take it to beautiful move inside there.
And that's the offense for the Cats. Spread them out. Set some screens, try to get some backdoor looks. This time Strzok out on the perimeter. Gives it up to Resler. Nice spin. Whew. What a bucket. Now attacking back the other way. Beautiful drive, and the answer from Vogel.
That is Bellevue basketball right there. And now both teams finally starting to feel it offensively. Because now we are getting some scoring, Brian.
This is more my style of basketball. I know that there's a lot of defensive-minded coaches out there. Effie James, one of our own, always sticks out to me, who loves this style. But I'll take some corner pocket threes from Chips and Company, lighting it up here at Pete Henry.
Throw out the Frito-Lays right now. And an unforced walk by Bellevue. That's big right now. As the Lady Wildcats get a 12-point lead, and they have a chance to extend on it.
Another big turnover going against Bellevue.
And this is a Bellevue team only shooting 25% from the field right now. That's just not going to cut it at this level. But still, like I said, there's plenty of time for them to get that average up. Redmond with 7 turnovers.
Looking to get a good shot here as they work it around. Now here's Corey. Now Bollinger, and man, Wildcat Nation always bringing it, even in the limited capacity. This is, I think, the loudest gym that I've been in all season,
oh
Travis.
My goodness,
but what
Brian.
A bucket from Vogel.
Yeah, this is an amazing atmosphere. Man, Pete Henry Gymnasium is the perfect place for a regional like this with COVID, all the restrictions, because it is such a big arena. They've even opened up the up top area. And, Napoleon, from what I heard from you guys covering their run last year with highlights, that this is a town that is very passionate about its girls basketball. And another nice look inside. Couldn't get the offensive rebound put back either by Strzok, and I guess it shows she's human, and it looks like Santoro's human too. A carry against her.
So unlike Corey Santoro to have that type of mental mistake in transition, where typically this team shines, man. They love to get out, run the floor, fill those lanes, and so far tonight just has not been working out for this Lady Red team. I don't even have to look it up. I can guarantee you that was the lowest scoring first quarter and the lowest scoring halftime total that they're going to have this entire season, and probably over the last several seasons, Travis. It's truly, in some ways, it's a treat to see what Napoleon is doing to them defensively. At the same time, it kind of makes you scratch your head, like, what is happening with this Lady Red offense?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it regional jitters? Is it just the Lady Wildcats just playing phenomenal defense and getting into their heads? I don't know. But, they're going to have to get something going here. I know, we're 124 from the half. Right now, a win for Coach Santoro is to keep it within 10 points going into the break so they can make those halftime adjustments, calm his team down to come back out here for a run, because, if it starts ballooning out here before half, that momentum goes to Napoleon, and that's something they can just build off of. If they can cut into that momentum a little bit, keep it under 10 points going into the break, that's a win right now after the start that the Redmen had.
There's no question about it. The fact that they are being held to single-digit scoring right now when it's not a slaughter fest, because Napoleon themselves only shooting 7 for 21, 1 for 6 from downtown in this game. And you know what? The Lady Red haven't even attempted a triple. How crazy and staggering of a number is that to think about?
Other than that half-court heave by Santoro, no. Which is, it's crazy, but it's the perimeter defense. It's a full defensive effort by Napoleon, not allowing them to get those open looks from outside the arc.
Tough move inside. We'll take another look here. No, we won't. We'll just look at Kaylee Resler up tight as she's about to shoot a couple of free throws.
Team 6, At the line for Napoleon, number 32, Katie Wrestler, shooting 2.
So biggest lead of the night now, 11-point differential.
Wrestler's first attempt of the night goes through. Got them both.
Kaylee, yeah, swished them both even at that.
Got to give a quick shout out to Barry Fall, Willard Lady Flash's head coach, watching in this game. We'll have them tomorrow, right, Brian?
Yeah, that's right. I'm looking forward to going down to Lexington and checking out that regional contest.
Nice pass.
Turner, though, had the shot impacted. Great defense by Ella Rausch coming over.
She had the positioning, just forced it just a little too much. However, Bollinger bails her out and will go to the line for 2.
A little bit lucky there for Bollinger to just be right place, right time to secure that rebound. And she takes advantage, knocking down the first free throw. Down under a minute to go here in this first half. And I see Mike Brown wanting to know if we will be here for the second game of the night. That's right, we will. We will have both regional semifinals for you live and free on the OH Report tonight.
I'm looking forward to that second game, too. A couple powerhouses will be going at it.
Nice jump stop by Chips.
You need a bucket here if you're the Lady Red going into the half. Like I said, that momentum all on Napoleon's side right now. And if he can just get a little bright spot going into that break, all the help for them. And Wrestler has done an amazing job thus far on Santoro, holding her to 2 points here in this first half. Now they're going to move back into a 2-3 zone.
Now Bollinger.
It forces a turnover.
Yeah,
sorry,
not
Brian.
a good-looking pass right there. They wanted to get it to Santoro. She usually is the quarter closer for them, but in that situation, just too many defenders over there. And wow, what great coaching and strategy to switch to the 2-3.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. Switched it, really threw them off the half court. Oh my goodness.
That's about as close as you can get without making it, and that will bring us to the half, folks, where if you can believe it, the Lady Red with just 9 points right now. The Wildcats doing their thing at the defensive end, and that's why they have got this 13-point lead. Go ahead and take a timeout. When we come back, we will break down that opening half for you guys, give you a little bit of analysis, get you ready for quarter number 3. Keep it locked and loaded. High school hoops, regional style, will return live and free on the OH Report.
No paywalls, just live sports, exclusively on the OH Report.
It's halftime here at Mansfield Senior High School, where after 2 quarters of play, we got the Wildcats on top from Napoleon, 22-9. Brian Skronsky, Travis Berardi with you here on the call, and let's take a look at those halftime stats, and they are pretty staggering numbers, particularly for this Lady Red squad, who we talked about. They're a perennial powerhouse, man. They get here almost every single year, but stifled so far at the offensive end. Their star All-Ohioan Corey Santoro, the first 2 points of the game, she has not scored since, just 4 of 15 from the field.
Kaylee Ressler on the defensive end has shut down Corey Santoro, and I know we had to go right to the break, but the way that Coach Kreinbrink, right before coming out of that last play, set it up to where as Santoro gave up the ball, they immediately went right into a 2-3 zone. Santoro tried to drive over the right corner. There was 2 people there. They turned it over. That was a beautiful play call, and that's just the frustration they've been giving Corey Santoro in that Bellevue offense. And the other statistic that you see down towards the bottom, 18-8 rebounding.
Right, huge.
Offensively, 7-1 in favor of the Lady Wildcats. They have just done anything that they've wanted to do. Now, Santoro and company have been able to get it to the hole. They've been able to shoot a couple free throws, couple open looks, but they haven't been able to do it consistently. They haven't been able to get into an offensive flow because of this Lady Wildcat defense.
I think they deserve all the credit, and I had read and known that this team definitely gets after you at the defensive end, and that they pressure you, and they make pretty good opponents feel like they're not that good at the offensive end. And I think they really proved it to me, Travis. I wasn't sure what to expect from Napoleon. I knew they were going to be a really good team, but after what we saw from 2 quarters of play, I think they even exceeded my expectations in terms of their defensive prowess and the way that they've been able to hold Bellevue in check. It's been pretty staggering. And as I look back on the season, only 4 games decided by them by the single figures, like I said, and then holding their opponents to 34 points per game. They've won 20 in a row, and their only tight games that they've had were against fellow teams that are still playing in the regionals right now.
One of them being the Willard Lady Flashes that we'll see tomorrow, but this has just been – I'm actually shocked. Just the way that I've seen Bellevue play all year, that I didn't think that this offense could be stopped, but this Napoleon team – is impressing the heck out of me. And right now, if they can play like they did in that first half, I don't know if anybody could stop them.
49-1 in their last 50 games. And you think about a program that a lot of those wins were on the back of the senior class last year, but there's something to be said about culture and learning about what it means to be successful. Very clearly, the juniors from a season ago that are now the big kids that are running this program at the top of the heap, they picked up on what their counterparts showed them, and they're implementing it here on the road.
And also, those 7 seniors, they felt the pain of being only hours away from playing a state semifinal in Columbus and having it ripped away from the governor and the OHSAA. They want to get back there. They want to play those games. It's now in Dayton, but they want to be at the state level playing for a state championship, and that has motivated them this year, and it's motivating them right now because they are, like I said, they are doing anything they want right now in that court against Bellevue.
Lady Red averaging just .37 points per possession. That's about as low as I have seen all season long. We will find out in the second half if they can get it together, pick it up at the offensive end. Take one more commercial timeout. We'll be back. Third quarter action on the way, live and free on the OH Report.
paywalls, just live sports, exclusively on the OH Report.
Second half action on the way, live and free on the OH Report.
That's how you say it right there.
We see you out there in Facebook and YouTube land, and how about all the Cat Nation standing up and tuning in on the YouTubes, bro? This is crazy when I look at all the comments coming in. Love our Lady Cats, says Joe. Great job, girls, says Kim. Joe again. Go Lady Cats. Vicky, go Lady Cats. Scott, go Lady Cats. Go Lady Cats everywhere that I look out there. So appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. And we're glad that you found us on the YouTube. And we're told well over 1,000 people are all watching this contest right now at the same time. So keep interacting with one another. Drop us some comments. Let us know what you're thinking, how you're feeling about this contest. And we just might read them on the program.
And then on the Facebook side, Benny Franz, Lady Cats. Kathy Dodge from Shelby, good luck tomorrow. Coach Barry Fall and the Lady Flashes. Matthew Wadsworth watching. Coach Natalie Lance of the Shelby Lady Whippets.
Our girl.
Sarah Dials, go Cats. Andy Small, go Lady Cats. So thank you all for watching. Over 1,000 people. Making me a little nervous now, Brian.
I think it's actually the most that we've had on a live stream so far this year. So you all are a part of OH Report history. And Napoleon trying to make some history here as that one comes up short off the three-point attempt from Helberg. And a loose ball foul is going to go against the Cats.
That's against Wrestler. That's her second. And they're going to have to get her into foul trouble to open up Corey Santoro's offensive play.
And we saw in the district championship game, Corey Santoro went off for 17 points in the first half of that one and then was really shut down for the rest of the game until money time when it mattered most, Travis. And that's when she picked it up, started being a difference maker late in the fourth quarter in a tight game. We'll see if she can do it. And this was her sidekick that also stepped up and made some big plays, that being none other than Emma Bullinger.
And those other players here for Bellevue, they're going to have to start their offense going to open up Corey Santoro. And that's a good start. They cut it back to 11 after getting a stop to start the second half.
Hesitation by Trips, now drives the lane. Another offensive board by Resler. And these girls just working the glass. They had a 2-1 advantage on the rebounding category in 2 quarters of action and continuing it here in the third.
Yeah, that's her 6th rebound of the game. Her and Pedroza are just dominating underneath. 13 rebounds amongst the two.
Splashes. The first attempt puts her up at 9 points in the game. High score so far.
And now Napoleon at 67% from the line. And that's going to drop.
Ends up in the hands of Vogel. Kicks it over to Santoro from the left point. Now Corey switching sides. Gets it up top to Vogel. She puts up the three, and that's a great sign for the Lady Red. Dropping their first from downtown tonight.
And they were patient. Those first 2 offensive possessions here this third quarter. 2 good looks, and they're able to cash in. That's what they have to continue to do.
Chips looking to bet it right back, and she will. Sizzling the bacon from outside.
Chips crunches that one home. It's back up to 12.
Going back and forth here in this third quarter after offense was at such a premium for so long.
Y'all remember when it was 5-2 after 1? I don't.
Great drive.
Oh, my
but
goodness.
An even better finish. How about that from Vogel? Just flexing on the defender there as she took the contact. Referee bit down on the whistle, didn't blow it, didn't matter, still got the bucket.
In this first 2 minutes and 15 seconds, playing more to the pace of Bellevue. A little bit more higher tempo than the first half.
And where they really shine is getting out in transition, though, Travis. They have not been able to get into very many of those situations so far as this turnaround fadeaway goes. So Pedroza showing off some offensive prowess. Timeout taken on the floor. And one more look in our Krogan Colonial Bank replay. Bottoms up as she spun baseline.
Bollinger couldn't do much more defensively right there. That was just a perfect, I would say post move. It was just outside the post, but spun around, faded away, beautiful stroke, put them back up 12. That's just, both sides are playing some pretty good offense right now.
And always, always great offense will trump good defense, and that's what we've seen here in these first couple of minutes of the third quarter. See if Bellevue can keep it up. They'd love to go on a little spurt here going into the fourth quarter with some momentum.
Yeah, if they can get it to about 6-7 points, that'll help.
Bombs away from roofing.
They can get it to about 6-7 points by the end of the third, which they still have 5 minutes to do so. They'll be feeling pretty good about themselves heading into money time.
Gotta get some stops, though. Clean look outside. This time it came up short from Hellberg.
That was a good look.
And now the Lady Red looking for back-to-back buckets. Looking to slow down the pace. Corey Santoro telling his young charges to slow it down, try to get a good look as his daughter domineers down the lane. And that is back-to-back field goals now for the Lady Red. And look at things jumping over on the bench.
And you see who it was? It was Corey Santoro. Get her a couple more buckets, then that's when you got to start worrying about her, because she's starting to feel it now. It's 7 points.
Only 4 so far for the All-Ohioan. Clean look in the lefty, short again from Pedroza, but chasing down the rebounds. Napoleon again, it was Hellberg, and took a bump.
So now you're feeling that momentum shift to Bellevue, and it's Napoleon that's starting to be a little frantic there with the ball.
Great take inside. That is just abusive. As Strock went baseline, got skinny too with her feet, stayed in bounds, came up with a beautiful bucket.
That was a bit of a lapse by Bellevue. They had the double team, but then, one moved away to get back to her. Man, and Strouk knew what to do.
Offensive rebound down at this end. The putback no good from Bollinger, and it's going to be out of bounds over to the Cats. Another look at that excellent move from Strock last possession.
And I was thinking that was going to be Bellevue ball out of there, but tough. I'm in a tough position all the way up here. It was a little bad angle, so we'll go with what the ref said there. Going back to Napoleon after a couple tough misses from inside the lane.
They work it left side now. Strock coming off the screen as Ressler. Keep it moving. Sophie off the bounce.
Ooh, that's a walk. Yep.
So Sophie chips off the drive. Looked like might have got fouled a little bit on the arm, forcing that turnover.
And it looked like just for a second she lost the handle going up and couldn't get possession back until she landed. And they're back into that 2-3 zone.
See if the Red can exploit it. Turner going to work. Great drive by Gabby. Trims the deficit back down to 7. Can the Lady Red get any closer?
Ooh.
Ressler with some shake and bake.
And Napoleon's still trying to play at the pace of Bellevue.
I think this is a Cat team that can play pretty much at any pace that they want to. However, you see the Lady Red much more effective in a fast style of action. And it is playing into their hands a little bit, Travis, as they're looking to continue their run.
Yeah, Strock just short-handed that one. Typically a shot that you'd see her make.
Santoro off the screen, gets the switch. Off the drive, kick out. And now Vogel stripped away. Great defense there from Hellberg.
Yeah, Vogel just lost the handle a little bit. And they were able to take it away. Big possession now for Napoleon, up 7, under 2 to play here in the third.
Gonna work it through Resler. Little fake screen there from Strock. Now they kick out to her all alone after she drew the dribble, and Resler there for the offensive putback. How many times have we seen that so far in this game? The Cats getting after it on the glass.
Resler approaching a double-double already. We're not even done with the third.
And this is a huge last 80 seconds for Bellevue. And Santoro is going to get an opportunity here to try to cut into the deficit.
Yeah, Santoro, starting to, take it back to the hole, but now she's creating contact and getting to the line instead of early on when she was just trying to get away from the contact and just force a couple shots up.
Not a great start so far for Santoro. 2 for 8 from the floor.
25%.
Is able to knock down her first free throw, though.
So she's already surpassed her first half offense here in the third quarter.
Checking in for the Lady Wildcats, number 5, Claire Durham.
Two for 2 for Corey Santoro. 6 points now for the senior.
Oh!
Lost her footing, and hey, we've seen Resler shake some kids on the perimeter as that 3 comes up short. Strock able to chase it down. Now here's Resler, rimmed out, and Kaylee the last to touch it.
Couple good looks there by the Wildcats, couldn't get the fall, and Bellevue escaped one right there. And now with under a minute to go, like I said, they can get it to 7 or 6 points. They'll be feeling good. It's at 8 right now, and they have possession to try and cut into that.
Well, I know you got that West Virginia education. It's a 7-point differential right now, Travis, but that's okay. A big bucket right here gets them even closer. I think that was the point of your message.
Country roads, my friend, I guess. Took them too many times.
Yeah, make great music. Deep bomb won't explode through the hoop there for Santoro.
And that was the actual first 3-point attempt taken by her other than her half-court heave. And you don't see that a lot from Santoro, not taking her first actual 3-point attempt until 24 seconds left in the third.
Saw her in the district championship game, knocked down 3 consecutive triples at one point. Totally held in check so far tonight from the perimeter as Strock drives there. And she's got a couple of free throws coming up from the charity stripe. And even though there was a whole 55 seconds left there, to me, I always love holding for the last shot.
I do too.
Of the quarter, and it felt like Corey was just a little bit too aggressive popping off that deep 3. Even though it probably would have blew the roof off over here on our side where the Bellevue fans are watching.
Yeah, and it's one of those, if she can hit that, she'll probably start, feeling it from beyond the arc, but it's a give and take.
Because now the Wildcats are up by 8. They can make it 9. Strock does just that. And now you need a bucket here, it seems like, to feel way good about yourself heading into the fourth quarter. But Bellevue, at least, has played a lot better offensively here in the third. But right on cue, bad pass.
11th turnover by the Lady Red tonight.
And Bollinger just didn't come off of that down screen very hard. I think Corey was expecting her to have a little bit more pace. Closing seconds here, Pedrosa sends one. Won't go, and that is going to take us to the end of 3. 9-point game here in the regionals.
I got 2 feet.
paywalls, just live sports, exclusively on the OH Report.
The whole atmosphere in the building starting to change as we have reached money time, folks. Everyone's favorite part of the program, fourth quarter action here with a spot in the Division II Regional Championship up for grabs. Brian Skronsky, Travis Barty with you on the call as Corey Santoro starts off the fourth, rimming out a nice step back jumper.
Bellevue getting their field goal percentage up to over 40% now, while Napoleon, they've taken more shots. They're only around 35%. So this is more of the game that we were expecting. It's just that second quarter by the Wildcats is really make what the difference is in this game.
And the 25-16 rebounding advantage right now by Napoleon. They have done some of their best work in tonight's game in the lane. See if they can continue that here in the fourth. Aggressive defense on the perimeter by Vogel. Looks like kind of a, thought it might be a matchup zone look. It's just man-to-man and some switches there by the Lady Red.
And there was at the beginning of that possession, you looked like they were just looking to dribble around the arc. It looked like Napoleon's trying to slow this game back down, run clock. As they're feeling, the Redmen are finally starting to get that offensive mentality going.
See Chips back out onto the floor. Wildcats turn it over here. So a big opportunity for the Lady Red. I think you got to start the quarter off hot. You got to put some pressure on Napoleon, make them start sweating it here, because if they maintain this 9-point cushion or somewhere around here, Travis, where it's near double figures for too long, I think they're going to get comfortable. They're going to be able to set in and be able to run some clock like they tried to do on their opening possession.
Yeah, we're getting to that point where they need to get buckets. They need to apply pressure on Napoleon on the scoreboard, and that could have been a nice bucket there, or Vogel on the reverse attempt, but jump ball will go back to Napoleon. Not many jump balls called tonight.
So the Cats break the pressure, get it to Resler. Really skilled for a 6-foot player. Can take you outside, inside. Seen her shoot it from long range too. Big fan of what we've seen from Kaylee Resler.
And looking at the stats.
How about that screen?
Bunny.
But the sophomore blew the bunny at the 10. And now Santoro with the travel, and I think that's the right call.
Yeah.
She took the extra hop.
They actually could have called it charge there as well, but I think she took the extra hop before the contact. But Napoleon outscoring Bellevue 12-2 in points off of turnovers. That's the difference. They have a chance to extend right here as well.
Pedroza being hounded and now gets fouled. It's going to go against Bollinger.
And I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like the refs are tightening the game up just a little bit on these hand checks. It seemed like they let them play to start the first 2.5 quarters, but I think they're trying to reel them back in here as of late in money time.
Only 6 total fouls on each side for those belonging to Bellevue in the second half, as there's a nice strong take by the District 7 Player of the Year.
Lady Red foul on number 11, Bryn Vogel.
Dozen points so far for Taylor Strock, about 5.5 below her season average.
And that's Vogel's 4th foul. 4 of 5 from the field, 9 points. They need her in there right now, especially since Santoro's been pretty much shut down, shooting 20% from the field here this afternoon.
Can Corey Santoro pull together some heroics over the last 5.5 minutes? Try to get her team back into the game? Or will the Lady Red go down a bit quietly, at least on the offensive end? They're going to run it through Turner. Turns into a double team. hands it off, and a foul on the shot attempt there from Bollinger. Another look, looks like all ball goes into Travis by Hellberg.
Unless there was a foul with the body and not on the shot, but nonetheless, it really helps the Lady Red back out. So they have a chance to get this back to single digits with 5:25. Still time for them. As we know, Bellevue can score in bunches.
Emma's got 4 points. That's where she's going to stay. She also has 4 fouls, as does Bryn Vogel. So both of those players in jeopardy of committing their final personal and having to sit for the rest of the contest. So that's a big advantage here for the Wildcats, knowing that each of those players are in foul trouble. As Sophie drives, back iron, but collects her own miss. The offensive rebounding continuing to accumulate for the Wildcats and getting a big ovation from their fan base.
Drive and kick, that's all they're doing, getting the open look, and it works. Timeout, Napoleon, 12-point game.
Good math that time, Travis. That a boy, getting it together.
16 points now for Strock to lead everybody. And it's also been balanced. 16 points for Strock, Wrestler with 11, Chips with 8. And Bellevue, not quite as much balance. 9 from Vogel, 6 from Santoro, and then it drops down 4 each by Bollinger and Turner.
And shooting just 10 for 25 from the floor, and it's not so much the 10 that really is startling to me. It's only 25 shot attempts, and we're darn near through this game, Travis, for Bellevue. I mean, that's just so out of character for them and their standard and how they typically like to play, racing up and down the floor. This team owns normally the transition game, and just so few opportunities getting out on the run tonight.
And what did I say before the game about the pace? If it was slowed down, it would be in the hands of Napoleon. 10 of 25, exactly what the Wildcats and Coach Kreinbrink wanted. Also 12-6 turnover difference between Lady Red and the Lady Wildcats.
So the Cats pressure, forcing the Redmen out. And now here's Santoro, her patented floater. This time it drops.
Lady Red now full court press. They're going to need some turnovers.
Nearly had one there. They have to get aggressive, though, and force the Wildcats into some pressured passing.
Coming up on the midway point of the fourth. The Wildcats are just playing keep away.
And that's all they really have to do at this point. 10-point advantage.
Lady Red just still in that zone defense. Oh, almost got the steal.
Great gamble there by Vogel. Almost paid off with a breakaway.
Oh, my.
Instead, it's a blow-by Hellberg.
That hurts. They ran about 30 seconds off the clock and got the bucket, too.
Bellevue starting to run out of time, needing more than just a spark. As Santoro knifes her way through, missed the scoop shot, and it looks like Corey's starting to get a little bit tired out there too. I've seen the hands on the hips, not getting back on defense. Turner, the lone lady, back, and is going to get called for the foul inside on Hellberg.
Yeah, Napoleon, that defense has just started to wear the Lady Red down, and it nearly turned into an easy transition bucket on the other end.
And her second, team 6.
Hellberg looking to add to her point total on the night. Just a couple points so far for her. And for all of you Napoleon fans out there, here in the greater Mansfield area where the OH Report is based, we don't really have a lot of business connections. So if you would like to be a part of Wildcat basketball, if they were to move on tonight, make sure that you hit us up, let us know, And we will be back here for the championship on Saturday. But Corey Santoro heard me and is like, not so fast, my friend. We're looking to move on to that championship game as well.
And now Santoro in the double digits. She has 10. She started to come on. She has 8 points here in the second half. But they're going to have to get stops on the other end if they want to come back. And the Wildcats just the last couple possessions able to cash in, and they've been able to run about a minute and a half off of those 3 possessions as well.
They're playing a perfect strategy so far to what they need to do here to close out a victory, get back to the regional championship game, which we covered last year on the OH Report. Great contest with Willard, who I think of great benefit to everybody playing in this district. Moved down to Division III this season, a team that we're going to see tomorrow. So if you want to see what the Lady Flashes are about, the 2021 version, you can check it out live and free tomorrow night. We'll have their regional contest.
Maybe I'll get my math correct tomorrow too, you know.
Something to work on, Travis. Something to work on. Final 3:02 on the way here from Pete Henry Gym at Mansfield Senior High. As Strzok just cruises by everybody. And wise play there. The sophomore Chips probably could have put up a 3 and would have had the blessing of her coach, instead kicked it out. And this is what they need to do. Just run off some time. You probably don't even need to score again if you're Napoleon.
No. If you run 20, 30 seconds off the clock per possession, that's 5 possessions. The Lady Red would have to hit every field goal on the other end and quick if they want to get a chance after that. But now we're under 2:30 left.
So almost a full minute leaked away here on this possession. Napoleon and their fans starting to sense it now as Santoro is forced to foul. And that is going to put Kaylee Ressler on the line.
3 of 4 today from the line.
First team all-district player, 12 points per contest. As you see Coach Santoro sending in some directions for his squad, but boy, they just need to hope that they miss some free throws here. And the friendly bounce.
Yeah.
Now in the game for Bellevue, number 22, Marley Russell.
Got it again.
2 points for Kaylee.
Some friendly rims to the Cats here at Pete Henry. And Santoro's mid-range jumper finds the mark this time. And look at how easily the Cats are able to get through the full court pressure.
And the Lady Reds still running that extended zone trap, because they know if they go man-to-man, they're not going to be able to do it, because that's how the Wildcats got their lead. They were able to get some layups.
And I believe that was the 5th foul against Emma Bollinger, so she has had to check out for the night.
She'll finish with 4 points.
And I see Steven out there, says that he looks forward to sponsoring the championship game, so we look forward to connecting, Steven. And a thank you to our sponsors for tonight, Northwest Capital Financial Group, the sponsor for tonight's scoreboard, along with our player of the game. And then Grogan, Colonial Bank as well, our instant replay sponsor for this evening. Big shout out to both of those companies coming together along with Frito-Lay to help bring you the action live and free. Nice move and footwork by Santoro, missed it. Board by Foos creates another possession as Turner has to go slip sliding on the floor. Timeout taken by Coach Santoro. And with a 13-point advantage here for the Cats, I mean, just not much you can do here if you're Bellevue other than just play as hard as you can. You just have to go flat out 120%, fly around the floor. You know that you're going to have to foul anyway, so just get after it and pressure. And then at the same time, you got to make shots. So, I mean,
Santoro is going to have to go Reggie Miller versus the Knicks.
And in that great documentary, Winning Time, where that's outlined in there, we'll see if she has it in her here tonight. Here comes 14. Gives it off, though. Foos couldn't handle it. And now Vogel drives middle, turns left side, puts it up, and well defended by Resler. She has been doing that all night long.
She is now 1 rebound away from the double-double. 15 points, 9 rebounds for her. Possibly player of the game candidate. I know her and Strock back and forth right now.
I think those are the top 2, no question in my mind. And maybe we'll have to go co-players of the game and talk to them both, Travis. And that's going to be Vogel's 5th foul as well, so she has checked out. Both Bollinger and Vogel out for the rest of the contest. Free throw rimmed out, tipped and rebounded.
And there it is.
That is the double-double for Kaylee Resler. What a performance by the 6-foot senior guard / forward, putting her stamp on tonight's game.
Yep, I think we should go co-players of the game. That solidifies it right there.
And how about the 2 right on cue, right when you said that? Strock stepped into the picture as if she knew. She's like, yeah, the second one's going to be me, Travis. We can't wait for that post-game interview. So Kaylee with 15 points. That's where she'll stay. Rebound by Foos. Final 60 seconds here from Mansfield Senior. And the illustrious career of Oncori Santoro will come to a close tonight. 2,000-point scorer.
6 of the last 8 years, Bellevue has gone to a regional, and that's quite the accomplishment for this squad. It's just tough that they've always faced, I mean, really tough opponents. They've been to the regional final 4 of those years, and all 4 years they lost to Toledo Rogers, which is a pretty darn good girls basketball squad. And then, you know, this year they just ran into a Napoleon team that's been a buzzsaw this last 2 years.
And the fan support from Napoleon has just been phenomenal, not only this season and tonight, but the last couple of years. I remember I had a great conversation with the former head of the OHSAA, Jerry Snodgrass, that told me that one of the most gut-wrenching things to him about the COVID pandemic hitting last year was the fact that these Napoleon fans didn't get an opportunity to see these Cats play on the Final Four stage, where they are looking to get back to the state championships again this year, as they are going to move on to the regional final here at Mansfield Senior on Friday night. What a performance at both ends of the floor by these Cats, and their fans are up on their feet. They know that they have punched their ticket to the finals and that they have outplayed Bellevue from start to finish.
The Wildcats are elite. They are going to the Elite 8 for the 2nd straight year, and this time a good chance of making it to the Final Four, in which they will play. But they will take on the winner of our next game coming up.
That's right, we've got a doubleheader for you folks here tonight.
So if you want to stick around, Napoleon fans, and get a little scouting on who you will be playing on Friday night, that one between Granville and Norton, as the fans really showing the love to those starters that are going to take a seat. They'll be back here at Pete Henry Friday night for a regional championship. And a very nice ovation for Corey Santoro and company, as the seniors get a hug from head coach Corey. Just like I said, what an accomplishment for them. 3 of the last Yeah, 3 of the last 4 years making it to the regionals. A lot of hardware from those 3 seniors. And that'll do it.
Bellevue season is going to come to a close as Napoleon picks up win number 23. They dominated for most of tonight's game. Hard not to be impressed with the number 2 team in the state. As Travis mentioned, they are elite in moving on to the regional final on Friday night. And what a love affair they have with Wildcat Nation. We're going to take a timeout, folks. When we come back, we will have an interview brought to you by Northwest Capital Financial Group with our co-players of the game. It's going to be Strock and Resler, so keep it locked in. Our live and free post-game coverage will return on the OH Reports in just a moment.
No paywalls, just live sports. Exclusively on the OH Report.
We are now back with our co-player of the game, brought to you by Northwest Capital Financial Group. Kaylee Resler with a huge double-double tonight. And let's begin with the work that you did in the paint. You girls really dominated not only on the offensive glass but on the defensive glass as well. How do you think that you were able to be so aggressive and win the defensive and offensive rebounding battles tonight?
Yeah, working through the paint was really a huge part of our game plan coming in. The past couple of games, we felt like we haven't done that well enough. So coming in, we were definitely working on executing cuts through the paint, and we felt this was one of the few games that we did have a size advantage. So we definitely emphasized going after those rebounds offensively and defensively because we knew we could go get them, and that's a huge part of what we do. So it came out big tonight.
Your defensive pressure was amazing. I was really actually astounded by what you were able to do to Bellevue in that first half, limiting them to single digits and only 2 points in the first quarter. Take me through that first half, and did you feel like you were getting them like a little bit into their own heads? Yeah, we really pride ourselves on our defense. That's kind of our calling card. So we knew it was going to take 32 minutes of defense tonight. So Taylor did a great job on Santoro, and the rest of us just helped out and rebounded. So just getting off to that good start defensively, because we know they can score so many points, and they're all great shooters, they're all great players. So that defensive start really boosted our confidence for the rest of the game. And obviously you've been fueled all offseason long by the way that your season ended a year ago, a bitter taste in your mouth. Talk to me about the satisfaction that, hey, you're starting to knock on the doorstep, you're getting close to states again. Yeah, I think Taylor and I a couple days ago kind of had a wow moment that we've just made it back here, made it back this far, and we're that close. So just because we're that close, it's just going to fuel us that much more. And we're trying to get to Dayton this year because last year got taken away from us, and we want that experience back. All right, well, congratulations. Huge performance by you tonight as you move on to the regional championship game. One of our co-players of the game, Kaylee Resler, if you go ahead and hand off the headset, and we will welcome in our second co-player of the contest, Taylor Strock, who also had an awesome display. Defensively, though, is where I think you girls really shined. Tell me a little bit more about the aggressive nature and the ferocity that you play with, because it seems like you just stifle your opponents, and they get frustrated.
Yeah, I mean, we all year it seems like, except for a couple games, we've been struggling offensively, and so the reason why we've been winning these games is our defense. And Santoro's a great player; she can do anything, and so we knew if we shut her down and then closed out on their other shooters, we'd be in good shape.
Talk to me about that assignment, going up against a girl who scored 2,000 points in her career. She's averaging 30 per game, and you guys really limited her tonight. She didn't do very much offensively at all, just a dozen points. Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing was we needed to stay clean on her and guard her step back. She's perfected her step back, and so you just have to be aware of her tendencies. She definitely has tendencies, and so if you just take those away, we had to make her do things she wasn't completely comfortable with, and that definitely helped us out. Offensively, you girls have five kids that were all the first team, second team, or honorable mention in your guys' district, and you have so many players that can score, but you're all unselfish. I noticed that you do a lot of screening and lots of cutting. Just describe to me what it's like to play for this team where just about anybody can really hurt you at any given time. Yeah, I mean, that's why it's just so fun with this group. We play fun basketball. We get it quick and go, and our unselfishness, that's what's been winning us games, and our offense just involves us just getting our teammates open and setting a good screen leads to you getting a good shot yourself, and so just being aware of that, and Coach K does a good job with getting our minds right before games and just sharing the ball. You had 5 great seniors last year that helped lead you to that undefeated season. Stepping up into the senior role this year, I imagine that you guys had high expectations, but could you have pictured this, getting back to this point and being as dominant as you were? We've definitely pictured it. I don't know if we were sure we were going to win as many games as we did this season, but our ultimate goal was the same. And Coach K does a good job with getting our minds in the right place and helping us just put things in perspective and not put too much pressure on ourselves, because our goals are definitely the same. Obviously a lot of talent on the floor, but you got to give it up to Wildcat Nation. They come out here, they support you. This is our most viewed live stream that we've had all year, and we haven't even featured you guys on a game all season. What do you want to say to the fan base out there that's been supporting you for the last 4 years of your career? We just want to say thank you for everything that they've done, and
We definitely thrive off of their energy, and we're just so appreciative of all their support over the past 4 years and before that.
All right, congratulations, Taylor Strock, along with Wrestler, our co-players of the game, giving it up for Cat Nation. Thank you, girls, for joining us. Two happy young ladies right there, no question about it. And we'll now welcome in Travis Berardi, break down the final stats from tonight's game, where, man, what a staggering number to see Bellevue limited to 32 points here tonight.
Yeah,
as the Wildcats beat them pretty handily by 16, Travis.
Yeah, and I was talking to the girls off camera who you weren't interviewing, and they said, you know what, they had a really, really tough district, and that just prepared them for this game. And, you know, they were really happy after that first quarter. 5-2. We're thinking, man, this is an interesting game, but they were playing right into their hand, that 5-2 score, and then that big run that they had. But, you know, shutting down Corey Santoro for the 2 points in that first half, that's one of the main differences in why the Lady Wildcats are moving on.
No question. That was something that Taylor Strock spoke about, and, you know, what a big difference it made getting into her head a little bit and playing some good defense on her, and talked about how she had perfected some offensive moves, but they really limited Corey tonight and wasn't able to get out on the break and run like we've seen basically every other game this season. So you got to give it up for the Wildcats and what they bring defensively that could carry them all the way to a state championship, Travis. It's at least got them to a regional final.
Yeah, and another point, the rebounding advantage, 33-21. 21 of those rebounds come from Pedroza and from Wrestler. They're just two behemoths inside. To say that as a compliment to them, but, you know, they just dominated the paint, especially early on, to establish that game for the Wildcats. And, you know, I want to see the rebounding advantage in that second quarter when they outscored Bellevue by 10, because it seemed like a lot of those came off as second chance points off the offensive rebound.
So the Cats moving on to the regional championship as they knock off Bellevue in their season. And we will find out here in the second half of our doubleheader who they will face. Will it be the Granville Aces or Norton Panthers? That is yet to be decided, so keep it here on the OH Report for the second half of our doubleheader from Mansfield Senior High if you want to see that second game. And then, of course, we'll be back for the championship on Friday. I'd like to thank everybody for making tonight's game possible, including our two camera people. Jory Hollenbeck was up top, Blake Phelps down on the floor. I'm Brian Skoronsky doing a little producing and some play-by-play, along with Travis Berardi doing some sideline reporting.
And trying to add the right numbers up.
We'll get it all together here by the end of the season, folks. Just a little ways to go, but for now, we out of here.